New episode. You can't just surprise me, I'm not even ready. I lectured Tehong with a pranky face as we were already in his car and on our way to his parents' house, which was about a few minutes away from his castle. I was honestly pissed at Tehong for not telling me this. In fact, he only gave me 20 minutes to get ready for meeting his parents. 20 minutes, not even a half hour. I was scared as shit because one, they were one of the gods and goddess of the werewolves previously and have been through shit. So you can imagine how much pressure there for me to impress them because who knows, for all I know they would want a girl for their son who's excellent in, I don't know, astronomy. Heck, I did not even that much in myself that would impress them. I heard his parents outdid their titles and duties during their time of a role, and even I was very impressed with the achievements that they had earned over decades. Can you imagine? They made a government policies for more than half a million wolves in this country because of his policy. We were able to maintain peace and groceries for more than 4 decades. As soon as Tehong was pronounced as the next god when he was 18, which was a year ago, since the refusal have broke many rules of maintaining peace by trespassing in forbidden territories and mating with the pack member during heat. Some women get even got pregnant from this, and the babies had to grow up without another parents. It was horrible. Although Tehong implemented an even stricter policies on the refugee, literally making any pact to be untouched by a speck of a refugee still safeguarding many votes by the 50 hands of their leaders, with the help of Alpha Sukchen and the healer, which meant heavier punishment, heavier penalty, heavier repressions, and or hell if you go against that policy. I don't know much about it since I'm not at all in a politics and anything regarding the werewolf community when it comes to laws. All I need to know that Tehong even outdid his parents' performance in London itself. Meanwhile, Tehong was chuckling and sneaking all the time thanks to my reaction today because of his prank, and it was part is I could not even be mad at him for a very long time. Darn you. It would not have been a surprise if you would have let me stay with you yesterday. You could have met them at the party. He rolled his eyes, but still a little head up. Yesterday would have been nice. I hoped, but I love to see your reaction, baby. He cooked cutely. Oh my god, stop with this act. I'm still mad at you, I groaned. Are you really mad at me, baby, or my wolf's last puppy eyes working for you? He whispered while showing me his puppy eyes, or you could say both sides. Thank, that's not a puppy, that's a kitten, I smirked. He immediately narrowed his eyes at me, throwing a scowl on his face because of my words, taking off his gaze off me and focused on the road again like a perfect driver. I could not help but to snicker at his own reaction. Don't call me kitten maid. We grown, making it possible for me to start laughing now. That's it. You are my kitten for now on. No, Tehong glared at me. Yes, no. My little meow meow. I will pretend that I did not hear that. But you are my little kitten, I whined. I will show you how I'm not that little baby, he smirked. On the brain side, of course, you are little on the brain side. I know you are stupid. No, not on that side. I'm not little on the downside. What do you? And then he looked down on his lap before staring at my thighs shamelessly, and my eyes widened on their own. Oh, I finally realized what he was meant to say, and my cheeks immediately turned red by the thought of it. No, 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 don't go there. Mind you are a child of a god. Holy water is sprinkled everywhere. Eve is not horny. Hello, Jua. Yeah, I'm always horny. Excuse me. Eve corrected me, making me groan out loud as they coughed at my reaction. Why is he coughing all the time? Is he sick? What? I huffed out loud while eyeing him suspiciously as he shook his head while looking ahead weird. But seriously, what if they hate me? Do you think they believe what the girl said about me, or was they do they want me to out of the pack? What if they think I'm not? Baby, calm down. They already love you. They were the one who ordered for the girls to be taken away before I arrived at the scene. You don't need to worry about them having a bad impression on you. I told them everything, he said, assuring, and I gasped at him. Like everything, like everything in my life, I asked personally, and he nodded. They still don't hate me? I asked again in a small voice while backing into the seat and becoming a ball myself. You need to come to the term with the fact that no one can hate you for what you have been through. In fact, they appreciate your courage to withstand everything. No one will hate you, I promise you, and they are very eager to meet you. He smiled with pulling me into a garden with the gates as I eyed the lawn and fountain surrounding them. Oh shit, he called me by name. Guess he is very serious. If you say so, I murmured while turning to the window, looking at the sight in front of me in awe as we reached a huge and luxurious mansion. It was not as big as castle, but trust me, when I saw it, a big mansion, I mean a big mansion. That's it. Is this heaven? I gasped while my eyes twinkled while looking at the architect of the house, very ancient and beautiful. If you like a Greek style house, then yes, this is heaven, he murmured while parking the car and under my belt. He gave me no warning for what he did next. After a few seconds of stopping his car and taking the keys to bury them in his pocket as he wrapped his hand around my waist swiftly before making me sit on his lap in the car while I squeezed and grabbed into his shoulder in a surprise also for support because now I was staring him. "What are you doing?" I eyed him with a pretended anger as he gave me an innocent smile before resting both of his hands on my hips and butt. He did not respond and kept staring at me with calculating eyes, and I frowned my eyebrow in a confusion as to what he was thinking. And then he pulled me by my shirt, yanking me toward him, and kissed me so passionately that the second our lips touched, he bit me, letting a moan escape my lips as my arms wrapped around his neck in an immediate reaction. The kiss was short and sweet as he tilted his head momentarily for a few seconds to deepen the kiss before pulling away and immediately kissing my forehead like his usual style. "Don't be nervous," he ordered against my skull, still letting his lips linger and tease myself as I signed quietly and nodding at him in an unsure promise before he made us finally exit his vehicle. He grabbed my hand and tucked his other one in his pocket before pulling me to the big two-door entrance, and I stopped dead on my track after seeing the doorknob. I needed a minute, I groaned while turning around and throwing my arms in the air as I regained my posture and checked myself to navigate any wrong indication in my arteries and hair, and he tossed in at me in frustration. "Baby, you are fine. You are gorgeous. Stop worrying too much. They are just my parents," he cooked while cupping my cheeks and making me face him. "Exactly. That's the deal. They are your parents." I stated the obvious. "Don't be so paranoid. They are not that different to deal with," he chuckled. I could not speak any further as we both heard a thundering footstep coming toward the entrance door as it flew open on its own, making two teenagers fighting whisper to us before they both tackled me into a huge hug. What the? I said, "I will hug her first." The boy hissed, "No, I'm older than you. You will listen to me and let me do it first." The girl cried, "You are only older than me by 10 minutes. Stay the up and go away." The boy protested while signaling his head into my side as I chuckled at his cute behavior while patting his hair and looking at disappointed Tehon. "Children language please," Tehong grumbled while rolling his eyes attempting to separate them from me, but then they shot him a venomous scowl before hugging me even tighter. Guess no welcome hug for me, he frowned playfully. You don't need any. I like her more. The girl giggled. Even I like her more. Can she be my mate, Tehong? I wanted to steal her from you. She's so pretty, the boy gasped while looking at me. Okay, that's enough, Mr. Steele, my girl. Let her breathe. Tehong growled at the boy's word, making both of them chuckle as they pulled away and stood in front of me together. Tehong immediately wrapped his hand around my wrist forcefully as I snickered at his face while the boys and the girl tried to control their laughter. I'm so glad you are here. I finally have some female company to talk to in this boring maze. The girl gasped, Hey, don't you have a mom? The boy hissed at her. No, I have had enough of you and that's hormones. Mark, even Tehong gave me enough headache. I need a girl sleepover when I can talk about boys. She stood happy there would no boy talk. Tehong God, I would love to talk about boys for hours, gossiping about handsome models. I giggled at as Tehong's eyes turned yellow immediately. What did you say? We growled firstly. While I flicked his forehead and both his siblings gasped at me. Finally, someone who can beat his ass is the magic moment. The boy Mark gasped before Tihon groaned and turned his eyes back to those ocean color and glared at me. Huh. No boy talk, especially not you, he demanded while looking at me while I shrugged. No promise, the girl winked. Shut the hell up, Maya. He's right, no boy talk. Her other brother scored right after him, making me cheekily smile at the same behavior. Guess protectiveness run in this family. Oh, boring man, come in, come in. Mom is trying to meet you, the girl Maya squealed while grabbing my arms and driving me inside, setting me free from the Tehon's great death hold as both the boys groaned behind us and came inside shortly after. The house was incredible as it was designed in a chic modern Greek style with a marble floor and wall cover with the angelic portrait. There was a huge staircase facing the entrance as it led to the second floor while the ground floor was surrounded by lodging couches and beautiful tables. How is this house? It's look like a museum. Oh my goodness, there you are. You just stormed out of nowhere. A beautiful middle aged woman came down the stairs, gushing her words at Maya before her eyes landed on me, and she gasped in joy. Oh my, you are here. I'm so glad you could stop by. These kids must have given you a lot of trouble. She chuckled while pulling me into a warm hug as I giggled at her warm welcome. She was tall, even taller than me, almost reaching the height of 6 feet, as she engulfed my petite figure against her with her vanilla scent flooding my nostril, immediately making me snug against her as she was super inviting, already squeezing the anxiety inside me. It's all good. Your children are lovely, I commented while we pulled away after a long, loving hug. Okay, she absolutely bubbly. I love her already. Be specific. Which kid? Mark asked with a smirk while the three of them eyed me with the puppy eyes. Well, except for one. One of them had a kitten eyes. I played along with the atmosphere as both the twins were hopping in excitement, hopefully getting chosen by me. You are 10 on 10. I giggled at Maya as she clapped happily. You are my knight in shining armor. I guessed at Mark as he bowed with a smirk, knowing my articulation on the surname. You are too. I giggled, poked my fun at Tehong as he stared at me with the betrayed expression while their mother laughed at him. See, big brother, I might be successful in stealing your girl after all, Mark chuckled while flipping his hair. But baby, that's not what you screamed last. I quickly covered his mouth, innocently flashing my frantic eyes at him with a groping face before he could finish his sentence, while the rest of the family stared at me with a smug look, and I frowned at Tehong for his choice of words. He bit my palm, gently letting me erupt in his spark and tingles as I uncovered his mouth and slapped his chest in annoyance before he chuckled and pulled me closer to him. Okay, that shit is adorable, my August. Language, her mother hissed, making her flinch. Fine, she grumbled. You are finally here, son. I hear a powerful voice boom from the top of the stairs and saw literally duplicate of Tehong, but a little older, smiling down at us as he came down, and I'm sure that they are not twins themselves. I know they look oddly more like twins than we do, Mark snored while referring to the other two males in the room and comparing himself and Maya to them, making Taehong chuckle. Mr. Kim immediately walked up to his son and gave him a big hug as they patted each other back, lovingly like typical Shannon father who would say, and I stared at them like a happy puppy. You did not forget your old man, did you? His dad chuckled. No, Dad, it will take me a few more years to do that. Don't worry, it will happen in no time. Tehong rolled his eyes as they pulled away. Do it quickly so that once you forget about me, I will not have to deal with kids anymore. Then you can take care of these two minions all by themselves while I and your mother run away. Yeah, he offered, making both the twins crawl. We feel so loved, they said together. Good. I don't have to spend time on loving you all more. He joked again, making everyone laugh. Oh, we finally meet you now. It's so good to finally meet you after all these years. He said with another hug while I looked at Taehong in confusion for an explanation, hugging Mr. Kim back while he patted my back just like he did to his son. After all these years, I will explain later, he said through mind link, and I hugged his dad back. Now that's the whole party is here. Who wants some kebab? I swore I'm never leaving. I gave a murmur at the taste of the delicious Kian's kebab as he was so talented in cooking that he even passed the art of making food to his son, making me realize that he did get his skill from his dad. It was incredibly and amazing, and I had to resist my voice before making a fool out of myself in front of the whole family, knowing that I can't be weird sounding good during my first meeting with them. You should not leave. I have kebab for days. Kian chuckled brightly while no one talked, as they were too busy eating the drumstick with me. This is super good, but I think I'm done, I announced helplessly, seeing the almost three eaten bones on my plate while wiping my mouth with a tissue to get rid of the red color surrounding my lips. Taehong sat beside me very comfortably, keeping his spare hand wrapped around my waist to keep me close, and was already on his fifth thumbstick, and I warily after digesting my words, kind of ordering me to eat more without ordering anything, and I shook my head with a small smile before assuring him to continue eating. Come on, dear, you should have some more. You barely eaten, Mia protested, as she was naturally the kind of mom who would have constantly feed her babies, seeing she was silently ordering her husband to make her some more, and he smirked at her mischievously. They were such a cute couple. Exactly. Being a werewolf means you have more hunger and a bigger belly to fill. Don't torture and your wolf like that. You can eat with any shame in front of us. I mean, have you seen Mark's plate? Maya laughed, showing me his plate with has seven finished bones. Mark was still on his drumstick after stealing one from his sister, causing Maya to gasp and slap him on the back, and he evenly laughed before nodding at me in encouragement for another bite. How are they able to eat so much and not throw up? No, seriously, I'm full. I'm not much of an eater. I insisted. Why is my son not feeding you well enough? His dad glared at my mate as he was just innocently eating while widening his eyes, already terrified of his dad. Oh, it's not like that, he protested while speaking garbled with his mouth full, making everyone chuckle. He feed me well, but I insist on not eating that much. I don't have that much of a big belly, I murmured. Well, it will be our goal to have you eaten 12 kebab next roast. Mark cheered as everyone agreed with him. I was becoming more and more healthy during the previous following days as Taehong actually did a wonderful job of nurturing me back to health to the point where even Dr. Lee was happy to see my improvement and my scars were long gone. And with that, even Eve finished healing herself from the prolonged silver, which was a huge relief considering it did not target any vital organs. So, as of now, I am perfectly labored as a healthy person. Exactly, but now I really like that she does not steal our sticks like Nida. See, so much better. Nida was a bitch. Maya growled as I looked at her in a question while everyone stared at her in disbelief. Huh? Who is she? What? She questioned after seeing everyone gawked at her with tense eyes before her eyes landed on me and her cheerily looked further, immediately causing her to cough. Oh, I mean nothing, she quickly murmured, and I was even more confused while looking at Taehong, who was glaring at his sister. Who's Nida? I asked directly while looking at my mate as he lightly coughed on his food while I handed him a tissue. Is this someone from his past? You don't have to worry, Yuna says nobody, Mia assured with a soft smile, and I looked back at my mate for some answer only to see him chew on his food aggressively, this time making me frown. I thought he had did not have a history with anyone other than me. Oh boy, guys, chill. You are literally giving her the wrong message. Trust me, Yuna. She's nothing. She's just someone who did not fit well with us. Mark explained causally. Oh, it's true, she's a speck in our life, or maybe even less than that, Mia further explained. Is there something I should know? I hesitantly entreated Taehong with a worried face as he signed and pulled me closer to him while looking down at me with a silly solace in his eyes. Trust me, it's nothing. You should not worry unnecessary, he absorbed while kissing me on the forehead, making me look down at my lap with a pout. I mean, even she was something to him. I'm pretty sure it's it in the past, right? I want to know, I maintained softly while holding his hand under the table in awareness. It's basically that when Taehong left for London, she was his assistant and also a trainee for the Sadomon Pack security department to follow her parents' job. Taehong was created to look forward to years of training or to become a god, and for the past 7 years she was there with him. You could say she's kind of got obsessed with him in some time, and she convinced everyone that they were mate because of being delusions. Taehoon did not lead her on at all. He was pretty clear that he did not interested and that if she escalated even more, he banished her from the pack, but she would not get the message. Maya started with the grimace adorning her face, me making me furious, my eyebrow in infamous prosody after hearing her voice. I looked at Taehong after she had started as he eyed her irritation and anger while he glared at my lap, already dead in thought, but I hugged his arm to let him know that everything is fine and that I'm not at all mad at him. He then shifted his gaze to me and weakly frowned, obviously not liking the subject about her, making it visually known to everyone. He almost looked uncomfortable while talking about her, making me realize how much that woman might have troubled him non-stop, making a small bit of hostility birth inside me. His eye told me a whole story as I signed out loud. Then what happened? I asked curiously. Once his training was finished, Nida was posted on the social media everywhere that she was going to be coming Luna after they would came back and that she will become Taehyung's queen. Taehyung had enough of her and planned to exile her out of the pack to the end of this drama once and for all until she met her mate in our pack itself. Kian continued. Jijasi was so fucking annoying. Taehyung crawled under his breath while his mom hissed at him no foul language in front of the twins. She lectured mom, they are literally 14, they curse every day in the house. Taehyung grumbled, still they babies and they do it because they copy you. Her mom huffed, making me chuckle. Taeyong then glared at both of the twins as they innocently stared at their plates, silently agreed with Mia, obviously learning things from their older brother, making my mate roll his eyes before nudging me playfully. Where is she now? We don't know. As soon as she found her apparent mate, she almost resigned from the council as his assistant and lived her own life without involving us. I still remember how he hauled with a joy on the top of the hills as soon as she was gone. Mia chuckled. Of course I was happy I finally did not have to listen her rant about some love she had for me. Taehyung groaned. I'm glad she is not bothering you anymore either. If she would have, I don't think I will be calm like I am right now, I whispered to him as he smiled down at me after hearing me talk like this. While I even surprised myself after seeing that, already feeling positive about him, and I don't regret feeling like that. He is mine. Fuck everyone else. Okay, that's enough. I would like to talk to my soon to be a daughter alone. You can babysit the twins Taehong and Kian. Have a talk with Jungkook about Red Moon. Now, Mia ordered in her authority voice as instantly Taehong and his father stood up straight and did exactly what she said in a flash. Taeyong sued himself as the twins and ran after them to the backyard, already tagging them into a game of a tag, causing a round of laughs to follow behind them while Kian immediately left the scene with the phone in his hand, shouting into it. Wow, I gasped at the fast response while looking at their cuteness work every time. Mia giggled while getting up herself and offering me her hand. I immediately took it gently as she led me through the hallways of the mansion for the next few minutes. We silently walked down the corridor and made sharp turn, and I stared at her impeccably house in awe, encouraging numerous painting and aesthetical pleasing furniture on the way as she was happy to see my satisfaction after witnessing my reaction toward her choice of a designs the house. We made it to the back porch where there was amazing lounge our area near the pool, giving us the perfect privacy to talk while we could see all the three siblings playing together, running after each other with almost wrestling in the end. Holy fuck, he looked so adorable with them. Damn right he does. Have a seat, dear, Mia contented with a smile while patting the space beside her on a couch as I gladly took her offer. We honestly did not talk at all in the first few minutes as we just observed her kid playing in the piece and her eyes clearly displayed the harmony she expected from them to be in, having a content mood to see all of them together after a long time. No matter how old my boy is becoming, he will always be the same Taehong who would never leave his sibling alone as a kid. She sighed as I smiled at her word. That's really amazing. I just never knew he was amazing with kids, I commented. He does wonder, dear. I'm sure he will be able to surprise you many times in the future, of course. That will happen when I will have a mini you and him running around the house. He chuckled while I widened my eyes at her. She already wanted grandkids. I'm kidding, Yuna. I know you very young. I won't pressure you into making me a grandma. I am still so lively, my youth, she said with a cruel voice, making me laugh. You sure do look younger than you are. What's the secret? Tehong, he take care of the kids when I needed him to. That's why I don't have to stress wrinkle in my 40s. She groaned as I laughed again. If you want to, I can spend time with them too if needed, I offered. Please do, they love you already, giggled, admittedly making me have a happy dance in my mind after seeing so much acceptance toward me before she took a deep sigh into her system. You know Tehong would not stop talking about you, she finally murmured. What? Ever since he met you in the playground, he would try to convince me and Kian so much to not let him go to London. He only wanted to be with you all the time, she said with a genuine smile. What? Oh. From that day onward, he would always call me and describe your appearance before bed, would either bless or brag about you being his beautiful mate, and he knew since day one that you would belong to him. Don't become a tomato with this, Yuna, resist. How did he know? I mean, don't we shift at the like 16? He was only 12. I thought you know who your mate is at that right age. His wolf V is actually more powerful than wolves in the king's family, the first god. His wolf can rule the whole species and was even offered that choice by the Alpha Namjoon, but he refused to do so because he wanted equality. He was happy with being a god among two others, as he believed in teamwork and division of responsibility would bring more fruit, and obviously it worked. So his sense of a mate and journal power are more heightened. It was easier for him to realize you were his mate. I see, I stuttered stupidly, not knowing what to say again. As her word left me speechless, Eve was proudly puffing at the back of my mind, feeling special to have such a male wolf all to herself, as even I shivered with the thought of someone this powerful to be my mate. I was so eager to meet you, he would not shut up. He would stay up with Jungkook at the night and talk about you. He would wish during Christmas to reunited with you. And one time when he was in his wolf form, we would come to me and cry to know you are somewhere out there without him. Oh my fucking god! Don't squeal like a pig right now. You are a wolf, not a pig. He always vowed to save himself for you, and he did. Believe me, Yuna, you as your position as a goddess, many women might want to ruin you both in the future, not just Nidia. Many women tried to mate with him during heat forcefully. When he would go through heat, he would lock himself in his room, isolating himself for a whole season. He could not afford to give his innocence to someone else other than you. I swear, emotions stop coming to me. I don't want to cry in front of her. Always remember, no matter what happens, he will always love you. Never believe the word of the other people because I know you have a rough past. It's completely normal for you to doubt something. I don't blame you. But give my son a chance. I don't praise a good God for no reason. He frowned at me with a soft glint of wit in the end, while my eyes almost become glossy. Yeah, forget about that. I quickly objected to talking about past. You are really brave to go through that, Yuna, but trust me, Tehong would do anything in his power to keep you safe. Never give up on him. He wanted for you to for almost decades, so never let anyone sabotage your relationship. Okay, I won't, I promise. As she pulled me into a motherly hug, and I guess I gave him her a thank you excuse, guessing I really needed that. Why right now, out of all the days they hung boomed near us all of the sudden as both I and Mia quickly broke the hug and saw him on the phone with the jet yellow eyes. What the heck? Is it really necessary now? He sneaked into the small device, talking thunderously, stepped toward us while tugging at his hair in frustration, and his muscles flexed in a tension motion under his clothes, making me gulp. "What's going on?" I whispered to Mia curiously. "I have no idea, dear," she whispered back with the same curious look. Taehong touched into a phone loudly before hanging up and stared at the phone, showing his electronic piece device in his pocket in the process. "Mom, can I talk to her for a few minutes?" he demanded with his alpha voice, making our eyes widen at the sudden change of his mood. "I will be right back. I'm sorry he's having a tough time. I will talk to you later," she quickly told me with a smile before excusing herself and leaving us alone. "What's wrong?" I asked him while getting up slowly, collapsing my hand in front of me after again realizing how much his figure would tower over me. He did not respond in an instant as he glared at me with a furious eyes, as I could see he was trying to control me at all sort, making Eve also feel confused with me. "Hey, hey, hey, what happened? Tehong, talk to me," I plead with a frown while grabbing his arm, almost flinching at how tense they were. "Will look at me," I demanded softly, cupping his cheeks to face me as he looked conflicted in his eyes, almost having a small debate in his mind. "It's okay, you need to calm down. Can you let Taehong have a control back?" I hesitantly requested, seeing him unclench his jaw and stop gritting his teeth after taking my sand, gradually gripping my hand in his further suppress the anger before he closed his eyes for the next few seconds only to turn black to the blue. He did nothing more than hug me the next instant, hugging me so tightly that I was not on the ground anymore as I allowed myself to jump into his arm while he picked me up and lifted me in his embrace. "Are you okay?" I asked worriedly into his neck while he was slightly growing to himself and I kissed his cheek to ease him down. "You have to tell me, Tehong, what happened," I pleaded again, sounding very concerned, looking at him straight in his eyes before he looked defeated and signed. "I have to leave today," he murmured. "What? For the next 2 weeks I can't be here," he spat with gritted teeth, making me throw my hands in the air before face palming as I signed in relief. "Holy crap, that's completely fine, Taehyung. You scared me to the death," I gasped. "No, it's not. I don't want to leave you," he complained cutely, already used to being near me every day, flashing pound toward my figure, and I then noticed something in his ear. "Your ears are dirty," I whined with a text, cleaning his earlobe with my pinky finger after seeing some dirt from all the playing in the garden as his temple relaxed at my touch and comfort while he looked down at me. "If you really have to go, it's okay, Tete. I understand," I spoke with a comforting grin, and he rolled his eyes. "I can't be here for 2 weeks without you. I don't want to work far away from you," he grimaced into my neck. "Where are you going?" "To Namjoon, Namjoon King." He demanding to do something about these refugees. He groaned. "If it's about them, I think you go. You should go, babe. We have to solve this war sooner or later, right?" I pointed out with soft eyes while he hugged his head low in defeat at me. "I know, but I don't want to leave you," he murmured into my shoulder as I signed into his ear from the spark he gave me, already feeling like he is overly upset about it before giving him a tight squeeze. "It's okay, it's just 2 weeks. You will survive at Jakarta, not without you," he protested. "Do you want me to come with?"
Hell no, it's not be safe for you. Then go, I will wait. He again looked conflicted, clearly not sure about any of this, fighting with his wolf in his mind, and I picked his lips. Go Tehong, our people need to be safe. 2 weeks is okay. It will pass soon. I will miss you, he whimpered as our forehead rested together and I nuzzled our nose together as he did the same as our small gesture. I will miss you more, but go knock them dead. Your people need you, I whispered, and he finally nodded in understanding. I love you so much, baby, he murmured while opening his eyes. I love you too, my kitten. That stupid nickname, he grumbled, making me snicker softly while he put me, finally released me on the ground. Come on, let's go back, I announced before out, stretching my hand to him as he hesitantly took my hand in his and started walking through the house to leave. Of course, I will miss him like the hell, but refuse you are no jokes. What are you doing here? I heard Mark his in the living room as we approached that area, while the whole atmosphere tensed up as soon as we reached where everyone was. The whole family was glaring at the door, having clenched fists and scowling face, while Tehong also tensed up even more, putting me behind him protectively and crowed lowly, "Good afternoon, boss." A new voice spoke near the door. Nidia.